The first thing you do when you enter your home. Now,
Right now, take off my mask. These days, take off my mask and breathe, and then wash my hand, sanitize everything.
and
But
that's
other than
now
that,
it's everybody's first thing. When you started your blog, when you
right,
started with it, that girl, Delhi girl. So
right.
tell me everything. Like, can you tell me the story behind it?
So to be honest, I started it like it's been I think 7 years now when with the inception of the whole Glad Daily Girl. I had a regular job, like I was working as an epidemiologist at this company called Global Data, and I always had a thing for fashion in a way that even during those office break, I would just be going through Vogue online and Glamour magazines and all of that because I always had a thing for fashion. So my friends would be like, why don't you start something of this sort? I mean, you already have Instagram and Twitter. Just start posting OOTDs. This is like 7 years back when blogging was there, but it was still very like the initial phases of it. People were still trying to understand how that works. So I was like, okay, let me at least start sharing outfits on Instagram. And from there, it became like a blog. I started a website on like WordPress, and I'm like, okay, start talking about fashion. It was just like something, an outlet for me to express myself and my love for fashion and styling and lifestyle and those finer things in life. And after I think 3-4 years, it reached a point that where I was getting a lot of work, collaborations and all. And that time I was working in Novartis, and my job there was super hectic. So it came to a point where I had to pick between the two. So my hobby became my main profession, and I had to quit my job and just like take it up full time basically.
So do you miss your full-time job? It's like it was in public health, right? So do you miss?
Yeah, yeah. Listen, definitely during this, in the times of pandemic, I definitely miss it because I mean, I was an epidemiologist. I mean, I could have had a few things to contribute, who knows in what sense. But there are like moments when I miss it because I did like study almost like 8-9 years after my schooling for it, and now this is what I'm doing. But but I'm still enjoying what I'm doing right now. I enjoy content creation. I love, all whatever I'm doing right now. So I think it's all fine.
Did you ever like ever you thought like, okay, am I making this right decision of switching it completely as a blogging as a career? You thought anytime, and even after you left your main job and you took blogging and content creation as a full-time career, you thought somewhere like, okay, is it worthwhile? I mean, it was a hobby. Am I doing right?
Yeah. See, I'm not gonna deny it was a huge risk that I took, and I was scared. But I was like, okay, but I didn't want to have that regret that I did not give it my shot.
Hmm.
So when I quit my job and I took it up full time, I was already making more money than my regular job was paying. So I was like, in worst case scenario, if it doesn't work out, I can always go back to doing what I was doing. I mean, my education and my academics are still rock solid, so I can always go back to it. So I always had that backup thing. So I'm like, okay, worst case, I'll give this a try for like a year, and if it doesn't work out, I'll go back to my public health, my epidemiology thing, and just like keep it as a hobby thing only. But thankfully, it worked out for me. So here I am now.
And how was it just if you want to focus on your content creation journey, how was it like? How will you sum up that? How was like you mentioned the 3 years you worked your
Yeah,
both ways and then you
right.
started. How was that journey? Just as a
So
content.
I remember when I started, I was in Hyderabad, and trust me, blogging in Hyderabad was pretty much non-existent. So I was one of those initial people who brought it into notice in Hyderabad. And I remember like it was really tough to get campaigns, especially because people are still very Delhi, Bombay. We only want to work with tier one, bloggers, tier two, tier three, not maybe so much. It was struggle, but I think so coming from there where I didn't have much opportunities and I had to make a space for myself, but also like working on it, be it like clicking pictures on the terrace or on the balconies, versus that to now where I'm in Delhi, where the main action happens, and I get all these opportunities now, and I have a whole team, like to take care of my business and my shoots and everything. I've definitely come a long way. It's been a great experience, a roller coaster ride, needless to say. But I think there's been so much difference when I think of those days. I was like a kid who was just trying to figure what to do just because I loved fashion so much, and now I'm someone who's doing it, professionally. So yeah, I think it's been a great journey.
I wanted to ask about what made you write that that Delhi girl as your blog's name?
It's actually a funny story. I was in Bits Pilani for my masters, and everybody somehow I had this vibe where people would just be like, okay, you know that girl from Delhi, that girl from Delhi. That's how everybody called me. Okay, I don't know why. I just have this Delhi vibe apparently. And then I moved to Hyderabad. I was there for like couple of like 4 years. And even then in my office, like when I was in global data or Novartis, everybody was, you know, that girl from Delhi, that Delhi girl. So that the whole Delhi tag struck with me so much whenever I went. I'm just like, okay, let this just be my, you know, like my blog name or my handle and all. And now it's just become a part of my identity, I think.
It's pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, it's a fun story.
I know everybody, everywhere I went, everywhere, they would be like, you know, that girl from Delhi, that Delhi girl. And I'm like, okay, that's how people know me, so might as well.
Well, how, I don't know how people define that as okay, that Delhi girl.
I don't know. I think, okay, in Pilani campus, I remember I would be one of those few girls who probably roamed around in shorts with like hair all, you know, like dressed up a little. Uh, it's with Pilani. It's an engineering college, and I'm there for my master's in public health. I was like an engineering student, but I still had, and I was in my master's at, I was well versed with makeup and like little of styling by then. So I would just like be a little more done up, you can say, as compared. So maybe people just thought, okay, you know, like Delhi girls are always dressed up or whatever. And then same thing in Hyderabad. I always went to office wearing the nicest lipsticks and carrying a good bag. So like, oh, that girl from Delhi, you know. I think
When
this
it's
is that.
established that Delhi people are the most stylish people in.
So I think it just happened like that, and I'm like, okay, if it's all about how I carry myself, and that's how they kind of identify Delhi in me, why not?
So you personally think that that Delhi vibe is with you, or that Delhi runs in your blood? Do you think that?
It's actually funny. I have UP roots, but I've been in Delhi since I was in second standard. But I'm such a core Delhiite at heart. I love the city. I've lived at other places, like, you know, for a few years here and there. I was even in Florida for like a year and a half. But Delhi is something like which is home for me. My family is here. My friends are here. The food, the places, even the pollution, like it's home for me. I would get purifiers, but I will not move out of Delhi. Just it just runs in my blood, like you said.
Okay. So how much of Delhi is in your fashion also? How do you define your fashion, or how do you differentiate that? Okay, this makes me stand out from the like the content you create or wherever you go. So how do you differentiate your fashion from others?
I think my fashion, my personal style, and the content I make is something like try to keep it as practical and as real as in something that you would actually see me wearing to a mall, to an event, to, you know, while traveling is what I would actually post. Like I'm not gonna post like crazy outfits which I know even I can't wear myself. And I try to mix comfort and fashion and trends together. I will not also just talk about latest trends and encourage people to keep buying new clothes. I also talk about how to just like work on your personal style, having whatever you have in your closet already. I wear a lot of things which are like years old. Like this blazer jacket is basically 2 years old. So I'm also someone who just, you know, tells you how you can style even a simple thing in the nicest way for whatever purpose and occasion. And I try to keep my content real. Fashion and everything else aside, I try to have my feed reflect my personality. If anybody who sees my stories, they know how blunt I am, how, you know, out there I am. Even if I have like a breakouts on my face, I'll be sitting there with a on-spot acne cream making stories that, hey, you know what, let's name my pimple. And I actually do that. So I try to keep it very relatable, very personal, so that I can relate to my audience and my audience can relate to me. So which is why I get a lot of DMs that, you know, we miss your stories if you don't post, and we can relate to you. It's like having a friend. It's like, you know, speaking to a friend. It's like watching a friend post just everyday stuff. So I just try to keep, while it's, yeah, obviously like fashion, lifestyle, beauty, and all work, but it's also like me, like my personality, how I am, and everything else. So yeah.
And can you take me details of your content creation process? Like see you like on your feed.
Right.
We want to see
Right.
what goes behind it. So if you can tell me, paint me a picture of how your mad day will be.
So usually a brand reaches out to my team, and they have like calls and email exchanges before anything gets finalized. Then comes I'm just simplifying it. It takes a lot more time and effort and pains, to be honest. There are too many calls and everything at odd hours also sometimes. But my team is like, the team I have right now, like I'm enjoying the whole process with them. Then once everything is finalized, then it's the creativity bit is between me and my photographer slash videographer, whatever the content we have to shoot, be it a video or a photograph. So we then work on the briefs and whatever, depending on the creative freedom I have. I'll sit down and brainstorm with my photographer, or if there's certain briefs, then we'll again decide around it. So we shoot the content. We take like multiple shots, or we keep extra footages in case there's any feedback addresses after we send the content for approvals to the client. That there are approvals which take a few days. There are approvals for even captions, even hashtags. Everything has to be approved beforehand. So again, the more to and for email exchanges. Then the second part of it is like the invoicing and all bit, the money part, which my EA handles to me, and then she sends out invoices. She follows up on the payment, while my CA takes care of the taxes and everything. So it's an army basically of like 4 or 5 people at least that helps me get through everything. And this is for like sponsored content. Whereas for personal content, me and my team keep having these healthy discussions as to what content I can produce more, what is working more for my feed, what is not working for my feed, where all I can do more, where I can work more on. I keep getting these feedbacks from them, and I try to do that. And then I also sit down with my photographer and videographer guy, and we discuss what more other content we can create, which because I also like to keep my feed like a healthy mix of everything. I don't want to keep like a monotone of things happening. There has to be a mix of everything that I am. So it's just, yeah, it's a lot of things.
And let's rewind your journey. How will you go and say that, okay, this was the moment you thought that you have arrived, like you've arrived in the industry?
Honestly, in my head, I've still not arrived. That's how I am. I am just someone who, a lot of my friends and my family keep telling me, you're doing good for yourself and you're there and people know it. And I'm just like, in my head, really? Is it? Okay. Like, I don't know, like, I'm not trying to be modest or anything. It's just how I've functioned myself, or I function, that I actually even get embarrassed when somebody bumps into me and say, oh, you follow you, can you get a picture? And I'm just like, I mean, like, it's obviously like very like I'm so happy when I bump into people like that, but I also feel like embarrassing. Okay, like really, like you want to get a picture with me? So I'm still like that. I'm still that child who just used to flip through magazines and think of all those nice things out there, and now I'm getting those things, but I'm still like the same child, still fascinated by the whole thing, still not letting it get to my head to a point, and I'm just like, okay, I don't think I've still arrived. I need to keep working more and more. So I don't know.
And when do you think you will be arrived? What is the one goal and you're chasing blindly to say that, okay, I've arrived?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know, because it's such a dynamic platform, and social media is so dynamic. Things just keep changing. You cannot be fixated on one idea to call it an achievement. It's more like every day you just keep evolving. So I think for me, it's just to keep evolving each day and keep learning new things and keep putting out new things. And I think that's about it. That's what I'm focusing more on.
So you mentioned that you were people come and click pictures with
Yeah.
you. So do you remember the first time this happened with you?
Yeah, I definitely remember. I think this was in Hyderabad itself, 5 years back or something. And I was at a mall and I was just at Zara, and somebody just came and she's like, "Hey, you're Pallavi, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "Oh, I follow you." And I'm like, "Thank you so much." And then she like hugged her, and she took a picture with me and she posted that. I think that was sweet. And now then there was this was the first time out of India when that happened. I remember I was in Bangkok. I was at Lebu at the Sky Bar, and I was just like partying, and this girl comes to me. She's like, "You're Pallavi." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "That's." I mean, such an amazing feeling when you find people all over and who follow your content, and like who see what you do and appreciate what you do. I think that's just an amazing feeling. So yeah.
And how is Pallavi as a person off screen or off social media?
I honestly, while I do put out a lot on my social media, like if I'm partying, it'll be there. If I'm chilling, it'll be there. If I'm going to work out, it'll be there. Everything I post on my stories, but I'm also a very private person. No matter what all I post, I'm still someone who's extremely private. I'm very territorial of my space. Nobody can really tell what's going on in my life looking at my feed or my stories, no matter how much they think they do. I'm just someone who was very close. I'm very shy. Actually, nobody will believe that, but I'm extremely shy as a person. I am good with my own small circle of friends. I do socialize a lot, but when I have to say friends, I have a small circle. I keep having them over. Or my idea of spending best time whenever I have free time, I just go to my parents' place and I'm there for a few days and just like have mom made meals. So I'm like a very honestly, I'm a very simple person as compared to what people may think of. I find joys in simple things like a mama ke haath ka khichdi or just shopping with my sisters or just chilling with my friends. That's just who I am
And if I
behind
will
the scenes.
walk right now into your house, like if I come to visit you right now, how
Yeah.
like anytime now, so randomly, how will I find you?
You will find me sitting in my living room dining table. My dining table is a little mess because I just come back from the gym, so all my jacket, my gloves, are everything, and slipper is everything's there. My office is a little messy because of the whole shoot stuff. Other than that, my room and my living room is like clean. Like I have OCD. I'm a Virgo. I can't help it. I keep cleaning my house so much. So usually I try to keep things organized and in order, and so that I know my friends keep dropping by whenever. So I get like freaked out when my house is not clean and people come. So yeah, yeah, that's it.
And I'll catch you doing what? You'll be working. You'll
So
be
usually I'll be either be working or I'll just be I'll have some music on. Like I love to have music on all the time at home. Because I live alone, so it's just good to have like some noise coming in, and I can focus better, be it for cooking or for my works or just editing pictures or figuring out my next shoot. There's always music playing in the house. There's always like I don't know something or the other happening when I'm on my laptop or my phone.
okay. And your alter ego is
Cooking, I love cooking. Oh my god, I enjoy cooking so much. So at some point of time, I think I definitely want to explore that professionally as well. Like I'm not gonna lie, because my heart and soul belongs to food. So yeah,
okay. I think you started an Instagram account also for your
I
cooking.
do. Is just that I'm so busy. I know people are like, why don't you post more recipes? Why don't you post more frequently? And I'm like, I want to. It's just that I'm so bad at writing recipes. I'm working on that. My cooking page will be more active, and I will at least post one recipe a day or once in 2 days. I'll try. So yeah.
Okay, so I am waiting to like I'm self-inviting myself.
Please feel free. I keep telling everyone, whoever like you want to come and eat your food. I'm like, please, I love cooking. I love cooking for people. The joy I get out of people saying, okay, really nice. I love it. The whole thing, I really enjoy that. So yeah, why not?
So, what will you like to feed someone who's like the perfect Pallavi's like signature dish?
So honestly, my signature dishes have to be something more Indian and more UP because I have a very UP touch when it comes to my cooking, like everyday meal. So it could be something like it could be either like something depends actually day of the time of the day. If it's like a brunch thing, I would be like okay, let's do chole bhature or pav bhaji. But if it's like dinner, I'll probably do something like I don't know, like butter chicken or dal makhni with jeera pulao or bedmi puris or just like lachha parathas and all. It just depends how many people and what time.
Okay, now I'm hungry.
I should open a dhaba, I know.
I mean, that Delhi girl dhaba.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Serving, I mean, I'm just serving Delhi food, serving UP food.
Yeah, but I also make a lot of healthy salads and healthy recipes and healthy food because I'm also into fitness. So I have to balance it all out. So I also do make a lot of good salads and yeah, healthier alternatives. So
Dhaba
I can
will-
yeah, so I can spoil you and treat you with the most extravagant unhealthy food, but I can also give you very, very healthy food.
बैलेंस करने के लिए ये खा लिया अब हेल्दी खाओ.
Yeah, basically lunch में unhealthy, dinner is healthy.
What is something you did in your early days of content creation that you regret doing it?
My makeup is terrible. I didn't even know how to blend. I probably chose the wrong shade of foundation. So I think definitely my makeup skills have gone so much better. It's been constant on the job training for me. But when I started, I had no clue of makeup as such. And everyone keeps talking about like, makeup because it's even if you're a fashion lifestyle blogger, your makeup still has to be on point. Like, let's just accept that. So for me, that took me a little time to get like good at. But oh my god, now when I see my old pictures, I cringe.
And what's your guilty pleasure?
My guilty pleasure would literally be rolled up like a sushi in bed and just Netflixing. Trust me, I derive great joy in doing that. Like my entire week last week was pretty hectic. Even weekend was hectic because I was out and all. So yesterday, all I did yesterday was basically I was just wrapped up, in a blanket and just had my Netflix on. Entire day I did that.
So what you
So I was just like charging my battery basically. So yeah, I like to charge my battery. That's my guilty pleasure.
and what will be the one outfit you can live forever?
I think it'll be like a oversized boyfriend shirt with like some nice mom jeans and like good pair of loafers and a nice bag plus sunglasses.
Okay. And one thing you like about your profession and one thing you dislike about your profession.
I like how it has made me meet some really amazing people. I've traveled so much thanks to it. I've experienced so many great things, which is what I like, which I probably would not have if I was in any other profession. What I don't like about it is like how people somehow perceive us. Like, there's a whole idea how people think that, okay, bloggers, influencers, content creators are these superficial people and all they do is like, dress up and sit pretty and click pictures. But they don't understand a lot goes in that process. And we're also humans. And it's very difficult to put out your life out there and be under scrutiny constantly. And I'm used to being grossly misunderstood at this point of time. But I think that's just something I dislike. Like people need to be a little more cut us some slack, basically.
Okay. And what is one thing you do when you enter the home? Like the first thing you do when you enter your home? Now,
Right now, take off my mask. These days, take off my mask and breathe, and then wash my hands, sanitize everything.
and
But
that's
other than
now
that,
it's everybody's first thing.
that's the first thing I do is spray my, like my doorknob and everything, and just like go to shower and everything. Other than that, on usual days, it would just be like me coming, sitting on the couch and having like something to drink, like a cold coffee, and put on some music and just relax for a bit. So yeah.
So music is very important in your life.
I see there are few things that I need in my life. Food is one, music is second, working out is third. Money is of course there. Money is of course there because I do buy a lot of stuff.
Money is for everything.
Yeah, like I need money to buy everything. So yeah, might as well say that.
So we saw a lot of trends. We saw scarf को top बनाने का, skirt बनाने का trend. What do you think will be fashion trend of 2021?
I think sustainability, now that we've realized how environment is something that needs to be taken into consideration, a big thing, and how fashion is also creating a lot of waste, which is not right. So I think sustainability is definitely going to be one. Reusing your things in multiple ways, like the scarf fit, and not throwing your clothes away. And, reusing your wardrobe older pieces, investing in just classic pieces you can wear even for 5 years, and not just blindly falling for the trend trap and buying like 10 different kinds of tops just because like they're in trend, but there are people in Bangladesh who are paying for it in a lot of ways. So I think sustainability personally for me is going to be a big trend. I'm not going to like promote a lot of new things. I'm just going to tell people, okay, like invest in the right pieces and know where it is coming from, and just reuse whatever you have and try just to make use of your money in a better way, like just invest it in a nicer bag or jewelry or just a vacation.
And your personal social media ritual. I mean,
Yeah.
if I'll check how much time spent on mobile app, like the how iPhones will give you that okay, this is much time.
Yeah, my screen time is the maximum, obviously, for Instagram, and then followed by WhatsApp. I think 3 hours at least on Instagram. I'm sorry, but I try when I get up in the morning. I try still not to touch my phone at least for like an hour or two. Thankfully, I have a team in case there's any work query or something. These guys take it up, so I don't have to just get up on my phone and get on my emails, which is a good thing. So I take no sweet time to open my phone and see what's going on. And I've muted all my notifications. My WhatsApp is my Instagram is muted, Twitter is muted, Facebook is muted. WhatsApp also I keep muting, here and there. So that my phone doesn't tell me when I need to check the phone. I tell my phone that okay, now I'm checking you out. You know what I mean? Like my phone doesn't decide. Like I decide when I want to see my phone. So that's something which really helps me. But yeah, I do like keep checking on my phone here and there, and I try still not to do it like overdo it and let it get to my head. But in the end, it's still my job. That's my phone is basically my office, so I still have to be on my phone all day.
Okay. Pallavi, it was nice catching up with you.
Same here.
I actually I'm waiting to meet you in person.
I hope that happens soon.
No, I am dying to travel to Delhi. I mean, for a lot of things. My aunt stays there. My friend stays.
Nice.
I have to go and shop from local market.
No, I can imagine. I mean, I honestly, I the only reason why now I've traveled and I am able to go out and do things is because I have the antibodies in me. So I'm just like, otherwise, even I would have been just still like at home and going nowhere. I get it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Pallavi. It was such a pleasure talking to you.
Same here, same here.